Jimmy's Jam Box. Keep jamming. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jam Box. We're here. We're back at it again, and we're going to get on into it. But before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. With that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guest.
What's up, guys? I'm I.QUE.
Hell yeah. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about, where you're from, what you do. Give us that, Tinder profile of your involvement with music.
Yes, sir, man. Well, I come from Portland, born and raised. Grew up kind of just bounced around the city a little bit, out in Barlow and stuff. Like, my parents were split, but yeah, just really from around Portland, most sides.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you do musically?
So I sing, I rap a little bit, and I produce beats, kind of fun with playing the piano a little bit. And drumming around on a MIDI. Yeah.
Okay. And when did you initially get into music?
Honestly, man, taking it seriously since I was about 18 years old, but always been musically inclined. My family was in music. My dad was a big drummer, big harmonica guy, was into blues. He played bass and stuff like that. But yeah, man, just always been around music, but really started taking it seriously when I was around 18 years old.
Hell yeah. And now, this next question, it's one we ask early, it's one we ask often, and it's definitely a crowd favorite. What was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. To be honest, I think it was an Avril Lavigne album, bro.
Okay.
I forget it was one of the first ones. It was whatever joint.
You mean the best one?
Yeah, the one. You know what I'm saying? When she's on it, she's all she's the
the background's all blurred, and she's just standing there I'm angsty.
That one, bro.
No, that was a banger.
It was tight.
That was a bang.
I went to an Avril Lavigne concert, dude. When she came out to the Rose Garden back in the day when it was the Rose Garden.
Okay.
She came here, and I was a kid. My pops was locked in with somebody at the Rose Garden at the time, and it was dope because at one point I screamed, I was like, Avril, I love you. And she's like, I love you too. And then it changed me. It changed my world. I was like, oh shit, I talked to Avril Lavigne, bro.
Yo, dude, was Avril Lavigne your girlfriend?
Literally, yeah. I was like, I talked to her once. We had a thing.
Yeah. I kept it low key. NBD.
No, shout out Avril Lavigne, though.
Yo, shout out Avril Lavigne. If you want to be on the show, you're welcome.
Jimmy.
Anytime.
It's a good time.
Anytime. Yeah. Always a party. All right. Now, wait. Was that the first show you ever went to?
No, the first show I ever went to, man, it was funny because everyone's like, how could you remember that? I was, I think I was 2 years old, but Santana came to the Gorge.
That's something you remember as a 2-year-older.
And it was just dope because, I told my dad, I was like, I remember exactly where we were sitting, how it looked like, this and that, and he was like, yeah.
That was pretty prime Santana, too.
It was so good. I just admit, I still have, I have, little dreams every now and then, that I'm there, because I've had vivid dreams, bro. Every time I go to sleep, dreaming.
Okay.
Dreaming something, it's cool. It's like my alternate universe.
Do you practice raps in there?
It's actually kind of cool. There's so many times where I've done shows and I've wanted to, or I've seen things and wanted to ask these certain type of questions about the game or something like this, and I've had dreams. I've been around people, and then I get to ask that question, and then I get the response, and then I wake up and I'm like, huh, I know that now, and it's almost like an alternate universe in my mind.
Well, what's crazy too is that the answer was the answer that you gave you, so you knew it all along.
Basically, it's
there's something there.
I thought about it. I was like, to be honest, it would be a crazy book or movie or situation or something. I was like, man, the boy who goes in the alternate universe.
Or somebody who just keeps getting better at something every time they go to sleep, but to certain degrees.
You practice, but you're mind training.
Yeah, it's like being in the Matrix almost, but
literally, no, that's how
it's
it feels.
if the Matrix met Inception.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody's out to get anybody. You're just hanging out, figuring out how to do stuff.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah, you wake up, you're like, I know Kung Fu.
No, literally. I wake up, bro, and I'm like, whoa, what the, literally, even last night happened, and I looked at my girl, and I was like, that was really weird, but like I just like had a dream about something and now I figured it out. I think it was like
I can make a quiche now.
Literally something like that. Like, oh, like it'd be the dumbest thing sometimes, or like, or it'd be something cool, but or I just have a straight up night terror. It's either either like one of the in between.
Yeah, it's always there's never a happy medium.
Yeah, it's either really good or really bad.
Really bad. Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, so the original reason I asked that question is because usually the next question that follows is, what was the first show that like you chose to go to? Kind of like how you chose the Avril Lavigne album.
Yeah.
What was the first one you were like, I want to go to this, and you like went to it?
Man, that's a crazy one. I have to think about it. I think it was I think it had been like right outside of high school. Like right when like the whole era was coming up, I went to the Playboy Cardi concert or something like that, and it was just because like that was like I didn't go too much throughout high school because family didn't have too much money. It was you're in school so much. I played sports and stuff, and it was like out, and it was 2016 right when I graduated, and Cardi had just dropped one of his albums, and me and my best friend at the time, like he like basically like showed Cardi to me, and like that whole SoundCloud wave put me on, and he was like, hey bro, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, you know what? That'd be tight to like pull up. I've never been to like that's kind of hip hop concert.
A concert.
But it was cool, you know, shout out Cardi, but like, bro, like literally, like we go to the thing, we're waiting for Cardi the whole time. Seen Young Nudie for the first time when he came out. No one even knew who he was. Super tight. Pierre Bourne came out. And then Cardi comes out and he's lost his voice, supposedly. He comes out, he's like, hey guys, lost my voice. No. So he's like, the whole time he's just playing the tracks and like, yeah. No. And we're like, oh shit, this is bummer. And I remember being bummed out. I was like, bro, let's go.
Yeah,
like,
let's just go.
Let's just go,
man,
bro. I was like, bro, I don't want to see him like this. I fuck with him. But then he, you know, kind of did his own thing. But I was like, word. But it was dope to see Nudie though. Yeah. Shout out Nudie and
hell yeah. I mean, hey, you know that.
Yeah, but I think that was the first like concert. Like I remember being like, hey, yeah, like. I'm gonna go to because I went to like Modest Yahoo when I was a kid, and that one in 311 at the Edgefield.
Okay, yep.
That shit was nuts.
Yep.
My dad took me there, and I just remember being like, it changed my life because I listened to a lot of different stuff growing up, dude.
You know what? Why don't we before we get into the next segment of questions? Let's dive into that because you mentioned it a few times now. What was your dad's dynamic with music?
So really with him, he played the Blues Fest. I want to say the Waterfront Blues Festival back in the day. With a lot of different stuff. But what did he play? Harmonica.
Oh, okay, bad.
He ran the harmonica up there.
Damn,
dude, he's like so cool at it. It's honestly one of the coolest things that my dad can do. Like he keeps it run around him. Like he always has one in his car.
He keeps that thing.
He keeps that thing on him. No. Straight up. No, shout out my pops. He really he's like so musically inclined when it comes to that, and it was dope because he just was jamming on that. But he was a deadhead growing up, dude. Like he traveled around. He was really good friends with Jerry Garcia's fucking daughter. Mm-hmm. They went to like high school together out in in Eugene and stuff like that. So it was like cool, and so it was just the times he was like backstage with them and stuff, and vibing, smoking joints with Jerry, and I was like dope. And so he was always around music, doing that thing. But it was like back in the day where it's like music was so live, like you could just like really jam set shit. Like you could pull up at like you have a whole like, you always somebody's like, dude, they would just be musicians and we just fucking jam. And I'm like, that's tight.
My uncle like was a big fan of them when they were on like the East Coast.
Yeah.
And when they moved over here, he moved over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they're the reason he came out west.
Dude, that's his shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's so dope because that like, for me, it's like in like things like I love the Grateful Dead. Like not every song's like my favorite, you know. But like,
well, there's that running bit of like you can be like, yeah, I went and saw the Grateful Dead last night. They played for 2 hours, and they're like, oh, cool. What song did they play?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, like they just jammed one.
Yeah,
the whole time.
Live their experience was always a little bit more of a jam experience. What I've been told, I never got to experience.
You know, like
it
you'll
personally.
like my dad even said he was like you'll hear what you like want, but like it'll happen throughout time, and like it's like they never really stop.
Yeah,
they just really like perform, and I was like, that's fucking cool.
They just kind of got into the play, like they knew that people wanted to hear some of those.
Yeah,
so they gave you
so
like
they would like a lick.
It was really like a medley almost from what I've gathered. Like I can't say. Oh yeah, go for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, good old. This episode is sponsored by Martini and Rossi.
Yeah, we sipping champagne on the first one.
Hell yeah. First time champagne on the episode.
We love champagne around here. Oh shit, that'd have been rude. What a dick.
And to everybody.
Cheers to y'all, clanky clanky.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. Like, it's cool. It's such an interesting split on like how many people have like family who's like musical.
Yeah.
And like within that, there's like the split of like people who listen to music, people who play music, like people who teach music. That's a dynamic that's been really interesting.
It was tight, like my fault.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, it's cool to see the dynamic of people who have music in their family and like people who are the first of their musical essence. You know what I mean?
And like for me, it's like my dad's always says like you're like one of the first that's like kind of taking it to the next level and like trying different things. That's how it is with our family. But with him, it was so dope just because like I remember being a kid going to his like friend's wedding, and one of my first memories of like being in music was like they were called a band called like the something Tree Frogs, like, and they were so cool. They were performing just like in somewhere. And they let me jam with them when I was a kid, and I was just sitting there playing the tambourine, but it's just like I was a part of the band.
That's part of it.
It was kill, and I was. The thing is, like, they were like, "Dude, you're killing it!" Like, it's so cute as a little bit. I'm like, 5 or 6 years old, and I know how to be on rhythm. And they're like, "Dude, you're part of the band now." And I remember being like, "Holy shit,
guys! I joined a band."
I remember like, "Mom, Dad, I'm in the fucking band." Like, and they were like, "Dope!" Like, they told me when a band practice was. Went to a couple band practices with them.
Yeah,
played a couple more times with. Playing the fucking tambourine joint, and it was just dope. I remember just being like, "Oh, cool, I'm in a band," and then like you do other cool. Summer's over,
and then the facade came down.
Yeah, you're like, "Damn, we're no longer." I remember I asked my dad the other day. I was like, "Dude, what happened to the Tree Frogs, dude?" He was like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah," and I was like, "All right, cool, like whatever."
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. But I was like, "That was a thing, right?" And he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Whoa, that's tight."
as long as they were real.
I was like, "This happened, right? It wasn't just another dream."
Wait, maybe this is the dream.
I might just wake up.
Oh
now?
shit, we just got too existential for the show. My bad.
Sorry, guys.
All right, now we're gonna circle back into the regularly scheduled parts of this. Because this next one, and this is the official last question before we dive into like you as the artist. But to set kind of the tone for that, what was the moment that you like decided that you wanted to like make music, not just like make music? You know what I mean? Like, what was that like? Do you have that moment? Yeah,
honestly, for me, what it was is like I found out that I could do it. Because like I remember like, growing up when I was going out through high school, and it was like, damn, dude, like I want to be like I rapped, I sang with all my homies. And I was like, dude, it'd be cool to make music, but stars make music and artists make music. Like I'm just a kid that goes to high school. Like I don't know anything.
Started from the bottom. Now we hear hadn't come out yet.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, oh shit, like, and there was really nobody kind of like doing any of that stuff. Like, yeah, you got like the couple homies that like. Have a recording studio, but like it's like,
or they've got like a microphone and an interface.
Yeah.
Yep. Or even like before that, something that just recorded sound.
Yeah.
Pre-computer.
I was rapping on my phone over like on like and stuff like BandLab would have came out when I was a kid, dude.
Oh god, dude, I keep hearing about BandLab now.
I would have gone fucking just ape shit. Like,
I'm gonna have to find somebody who's like exclusively only made stuff actively on it.
It's called have you heard the dude Lil Tyler? Is this Lil?
Oh shit, really?
Lil Tyler made all of his first songs on BandLab.
Okay.
I was like, I seen that shit. Homie's like 14 years old. He's like, he's like in a podcast like this, and he's like, hey, man, on a show. My fault. We on a show, motherfuckers. By the way, yeah. And he's sitting there, and he's like, hey, so how did you make your first track? He's like, BandLab. I made it with iPhone headphones. He's like, dude, he walks him through everything, how he sets his mic waves and stuff, and he was like, yeah, this is what I did. And I was like, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool as hell. Like,
I think that some people look at devices as like a way to like oversaturate.
Yeah.
Some people look at like devices as a way to like create over freely. But I think that the tools being available to younger people, like the devices being more accessible to a younger audience.
Insane.
That's where it really matters, because then you're getting music into the hands of children. Like, we had music classes when we were kids.
Yeah.
But those are going away.
Now you have an iPad.
Yeah, dude, you can do so much on an iPad. Oh my god, dude from Gorillaz, the main guy. Why can't I remember his name?
I'm bad with names. We both really stoned.
Dude, I'm terrible with names. So...
Yeah.
Oh my god. Damon Albarn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That is it. Cool. I can't.
I was shitting the bed myself.
I don't know why it took me that long, but I figured it out. I couldn't let that go. Big fan of the Gorillaz. All right, we're really derailing this one.
Yeah.
Getting all chatty.
But yeah, so when it come through school, like when it came from me, like really like taking it seriously and shit, like 19, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was.
Hell yeah. I mean,
1918, yeah.
and you've been doing it ever since.
Yeah.
Now let's dive into you as the artist. And we're going to get into it. We're going to start off with a real easy one.
Let's dive.
How'd you pick your name?
I picked I.QUE, man, because I'm intelligent, you know, and it's like kind of double entendre.
And modest. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I mean, I'm dumb about certain things for sure, you know. It's like, but like, I like to think of myself as someone that can have a very intelligent conversation because
An intellect.
yeah, you know, my ability to learn and like take from things. Maybe I'm like naive to something, but if someone knows it and then wants to, and I'm down to teach me, I'll learn it. Like I'm not like, oh, I know all this and this is my opinion, or I don't know it and I get upset about it. I am the first to ask a question and like you know, gain knowledge from something.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I.QUE is there, and it just sounded dope to me. I made it when I was like a kid. Sat with it, you know. I am Q, you know. That's who I am basically. I.QUE the music is like the full name of it, you know.
Okay.
Double entendre thing, you know. I put it on the music. I do that. And that's what I originally came up with. I thought there's like I.QUE the music would be too long of a name, but I thought it was dope too. It's like one whole.
You know, as a whole name, it actually isn't because the format of like names now.
Yeah.
Like I'm almost like I'm curious. Did you ever check to see if there are other artists named I.QUE already?
There's some I.QUEs for sure.
Because I found
like
some
I.QUEs.
that feels familiar-ish.
But
I.QUE the music.
Yeah.
Like first of all, that's not hard to spell. Even with the amount of letters that it has.
It's easy.
Second of all, like visibly that would structure well, like the 2 to 3 to 5 letter.
Yeah.
With like the two like music is a good word, and the other two like the stuff above, like the way it would tie in.
And again, and that's where I was at with it. I was like, I like that,
Yeah.
and so it's like really, it's like I am I.QUE the music. You like could be referred to as I.QUE the music.
Yeah.
I just always thought I was like, man, maybe that's too much. Like, oh hey, that's I.QUE the music, but like that's not that hard to hear.
No, like I said, nowadays that like I said, that's pretty common.
That
like
makes sense,
slang,
yeah.
and it rolls off the tongue well, and it's cool because you're not like, oh, you know, something the god or something the unobtainable
I'm
or
the
something
music.
the bad. Yeah, you're like, hey man, I'm the music.
Just the music, bro.
So I say run with that.
Word,
Like
word. We might just have to switch that surprise name switch.
The name.
I.QUE the music. You can refer to me as. Appreciate you. You know.
Oh shit. Well, we'll let him make that canon on the internet at a different point. But no, I think if you move that route, that makes a lot of sense.
Hell yeah.
And I think just there's something like it feels good.
No,
like,
I mean, I've always liked it. Every time I've said it, I'm like, I fuck with it.
well, hey, like we were saying off camera, if that's what you want to
do it.
do it. Who's gonna stop
part,
you?
That part.
Yeah, you only have control over your own elements. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. That's the truth.
All right, now that we know about your name, take us through your writing process. Specifically focus on when you get in the vibe, like when you're in that zone. Because I had to start cutting people off at that one because they was like, well, you know, when you're in the mood, when you're ready to make music, what are some of the first things you do every time? What are the like go-to things?
So basically, bro, I throw on a beat, whatever it is, or if I'm making the beat, and I harmonize. I feel how I become an instrument on the beat. I sit there and I figure out what would sound good here, harmonize through it all, and then I'll even do that like simply just recording on my phone. I'll just sit there and or whatever I want to do with it, just kind of get it in.
Interesting.
And
Almost
then
come with like a vocal melody.
Yeah, and
but
then
like
I'll write to that
on
shit.
the melodic level.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh, you're good, brother. But yeah, no, literally that. And for me, it's always just like found the way like that was an easy way to find how to learn, unless I could just sit there and crank it out. Like I have a couple different methods of trying to write. If I can't start off immediately by just putting words down, like being like, oh, I can just freestyle this and get it in.
Yeah.
You know, if that can't happen, then I kind of change it up. Or I'll just freestyle and punch when I'm in the studio. There's a few different ways I want to take it. Like, it's all honestly kind of mood based because and the other ones have been built with just kind of being like, how do I want to? Not every single day that I've always scheduled recordings or been recordings or just what I'm going to do I necessarily want to be doing it.
Yeah.
And so I have to force myself to get in that zone because I love it and I want to be doing it, but I'm like, damn, you know, I've been doing this shit for 15 days straight, basically, because I've been going hard. And it's like, no matter how much you love something, it's always good to take a
You gotta take a break. You gotta take a break.
You got to.
Yeah.
You know, and so those days happen, but you gotta, since I've done a lot of like stunts of doing good, like really, really in the studio sessions, going hard, you gotta find ways to motivate and find ways to keep pushing out tracks. And it's like, all right, cool, like let's let's just go into it. And it's always like find a will, there's a way. If you don't like a beat and you're sitting there just bounding your head into it, trying, just go to a different beat.
Yep.
I have a lot of recycled half stuff that I do, and I just pick through it, and sometimes they become open verses. You know,
you always got to hold on to old projects.
I have to.
Oh, at least like if you're like deciding that you're gonna like step away from something, save a copy.
Always save. I save everything,
dude. I have so many of my old projects, and I just like I know when I finally get back to like diving into music again full on, there's going to be something sitting there.
Because one day you might have an idea about it, so you might as well put it down and keep it there. And then if you can't fulfill all of it, but you have an idea there, and you can kind of sit there, the next day you're sitting there chilling, you might sit there and do this, and you're like, oh shit, let me go to here than this next thing, and then you grow more through it, you know. Shit, not every single time you're going to be able to come in and make a record.
No.
You know?
No.
Some people are, like, I can, like, it happens, but it's like, you know, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. There's no reason to stress yourself out about it because you do this shit.
No. I mean, and that kind of circles back to another thing we were saying off mic. You know, like, if you're doing it all the time and you learn to love the process instead of loving the product, it's a game changer. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of those things where it's like
part of the process is taking time.
Exactly. Part of the process is enjoying the time it takes.
Yes.
Like I think
it takes time.
It has to.
It has to take time.
Yeah. Well, I guess it would be like similar to meditating.
You said you prepare to get lucky, like you said.
Yeah.
You know,
shout out Dragon. That was something we were talking about off camera.
It's real shit.
My old coworker. He. I'll share it on camera for this one. My old coworker Dragon. He was talking about, we were always like, how do you always do so good? How do you always do this? You're so lucky, this and that. And his straight up answer was just, you have to prepare to be lucky.
It's real shit.
That's the most you can do. Because like, you can't decide if the luck is going to work or not. But if you create 1,000 opportunities to be lucky, you're going to have 1,000 chances versus 100 if you only try 100 times.
Straight up.
So there you go.
It's real shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then following the same vein of the question, what decides a song is done?
That one I've had a lot of time, like harsher times with, but because I try to perfect things too much a lot of the times. But a lot of times when something's like done in my mind is obviously, like when you really sit in there. Because I do so many tests. Like, I'll run something for a couple times, and I usually try and perfect it, do it different type of ways. But if it sits there and it's together and I just, like, absolutely am falling in love with it, like, and more so I kind of want to hedge that on, like, when do I know if I want to, like, put it out? Or if it's something like that, or if it's worthy of being put out. Because if it's just scratched if it could be cool, okay, cool, it's a concept, maybe you might want to work from that. But for me, if it gets stuck in my head, and I'm sitting there, I'm just like, I can't get it out of my head. I'm like, man, this is good. Like I'm sitting there, like this is something that
when you're just hooked on it.
I'm chilling and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm thinking about it. It's going through my head. I'm like, this is a hit.
Yeah.
All right, this is a hit. I wanna, let's give it to him.
There's definitely something to be said about like catchy with intention. You know what I mean? Like when you hear those ones where you're just like I vibe with this so hard, I would love to do this in front of everybody.
Like when the verse is making you, you're just thinking about the verse.
Yeah.
You're like,
you're not even stuck on the chorus.
Yeah, you're like, that's dope.
Yeah, you're just like this whole part bops.
Yeah, and you're like,
every single part of this bops.
Every part of this is fucking like it's killing it. I'm like, where this goes together.
Yeah. No, I feel that for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, now, excuse me. Now, for this next one, we're gonna look kind of at work you've put out. And out of your entire discography that's currently available, so nothing that's coming out next, but out of
what
everything
out
that's
right now,
presently available as of this moment, what song do you think represents you best as an artist?
Rainy Summer Day.
Okay.
I have a song called Rainy Summer Day. It's on my EP Textures that I put out I want to say, over a year ago now, which is tough. Or probably a year and a half ago. Yeah, man, it's one of my favorite songs I ever put out just because it's just dope. You get to sit there and it's just so much raw emotion. Like, it's real shit. Honestly, I'm not going to give out too much because I want people to just go listen to it. Like, it's a good one.
I think anybody who hasn't heard the song and is listening to you talk about it first gets a rare opportunity where they don't have to try and derive a narrative.
Fair.
So I think it would be... Also, first of all, best description ever. It's just dope. Like that should be enough. Y'all should go check it out because it's just dope.
Nah, it's
but this, for the people who haven't heard it, this would actually be a cool opportunity for them to like experience the story behind it and then hear it. They actually get to hear the music as the narrative instead of the other way around. And for people who've already heard it, now they get to compare their narrative to yours, which is the absolute because it's literally your narrative. So go ahead and get into it a little bit.
Honestly, with me, man, where it comes down to that song is it gives you who I am and shows you just kind of how my mind works in a way. And it's like, because a lot of the times when I make music, it's just an experience and an emotion that I could be going through, and then also trying to connect with anybody else. In a way, it's like, I bet you haven't felt this way before. You know, or I bet you have felt this way before. I'm here for you.
Hell yeah.
It's dope. It's called Rainy Summer Day. You know, it's just like, you know, and it could be multiple different ways put on that, where it's like, oh, it's a beautiful rainy summer day, or it's a rainy summer day, like where it's not even raining out and it's just emotionally draining, just coming after you, man.
Or you're like that person who like loves the summer, and so the rain is, you know,
and so
like
it's beautiful,
like,
because the beat on it has you it makes you feel good, and the way I'm like cadence and stuff makes you feel good on it, and then it's just like. But there's so much real raw emotion on it.
I mean, it's cool. It's interesting because the duality, like you pointed out, actually does exist at the beginning, because just to tie off that last bit I was trailing off in a regular day, if it rained middle of summer, like especially we in the PNW, if you go to work that day, you walk into work and you go, oh hey, it's raining outside, 50% of the people are going to go, I love the rain, and 50% of the people are going to go, I love the sun, I hate the rain.
100%.
And even regardless of their day as it's happening, like that is a narrative that starts their day. Before anything else, they wake up, they hear the on the roof, and that decides how that's their very first thought of the day is, oh no, or oh yeah.
Yeah, and I loved it. Like today, we woke up to rain, and it was like, oh my God, rainy summer days, but we end in summer, and it's one of those joints where it's like, it'll take you there. Yep. Yeah, I really like. It's one of those ones that I definitely love, and I have so many things that I have put out, and they're just off now. We'll get into that later on other probably things, but dude, that one's the one. Check out Rainy Summer Day on the EP Textures. You can find it on my page.
Hell yeah! All right, next, let's go ahead and talk about either your most favorite, or if you have too many favorites, because some people do, the most wild show you've ever performed. And if you have a story for each, like they are separate stories, and you want to share both, you could totally share both.
Yeah, honestly. Like, I performed a lot of good shows, man, good turnarounds. My favorite show that I ever probably performed was the one that I threw at the Paris Theater with one of my homeboys named Diello. Shout out Diello. It was, I want to say, right around 2018, right around 2018 summer. We got to throw a show together, so we basically both headlined there at the Paris Theater, and we sold good tickets together. He came with numbers, I came with numbers, and we just had a great time. It was dope. Like the people that we were there, it was almost just like it was like throwing a party with all your friends, and but all of them got to come, and it was dope, bro. Like people from the street, we sold tickets to, a lot of things like that. That one was great, and then I also did a show at a D Block. It was an old the skate spot over in Happy Valley-ish, you could call it. And that show was dope. Like, it was just fun. You got people skating around in the bowls and stuff, you know, like it's a lot of energy. It feels like underground and shit, you know, like, no, it was a really, really dope, good time. And I just like, cause I love performing. For me, performing, you get to see who I am. You get to see like how I want my song portrayed.
See, in my opinion, the performance should be one of the most important parts.
It is.
Like, you know, like not the most, but like one of them. Like it should be in the top, at least no more than top 4. Yeah. Like, because the performance is such a big part of it. The performance is how I fell in love with some of my favorite artists.
Literally. Yeah. 100%. No, and tenfold. Like, and because you just get to see, because stage presence is something that I've always just been taught. And it's like, it's so important. Just because if you can emotionally give yourself and physically give yourself to the crowd, they just feel like you're there with them. And like, for me, it's like, I love, like, I've had dudes sit there, like, from the start of my show, mugging me in the front. By like halfway through the show, they're sitting there, having a good time. And I'm trying to dap them up, and I'll make them smile. And they're like, I'm like, hey man, I'm singing right here. I ain't going anywhere. I'm here for you. This guy. Look at this guy.
I really appreciate the use of a fake microphone into the real microphone. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take away from your story. That was for me. That was for me.
But yeah, man, I'm like, cause like I love people so much, and I like to have a great time.
Hell yeah!
And you can't knock my shine. If you can knock my shine, you're doing something really, really rude or aggressive. And I'll handle a situation and still be like, hey man, I'm here for you. Like, I don't like anybody to ever be in malice or any type of like anger or anything like that, bro. It's like, no, it's life is already too shitty to fuck with each other.
Hell yeah! It's way easier to vibe.
Literally,
literally. All right, now this is the last question in the artist focus zone, and I'm going to be honest. This is a very new question. So it's a deep one. It's a dense one. It's technically the second time, but the first time it kind of happened in the moment. So this is the first time it's like put in here.
Okay, bet.
And it kind of a long one, so let me run it. Let's see how it works.
Let's eat it.
What is it about music that matters most to you? Aside from like money, aside from like and I know those aren't your priorities.
No,
but like,
absolutely.
Aside
That's
from
a
like
fantastic
the
question.
obvious things, what is the thing that makes it impossible to stop doing?
The real raw emotion that it provides for people. The fact that it can my dad's always referred to the statement like it can take you there. Like, oh, like we just took you there.
Yeah.
Like if you really allow yourself to like fall and immerse yourself into the situation or into the music, if it can do that, to the music has to be able to do it. Like it's a crazy connection between human and
before you run too far.
Yeah.
Rephrase the statement real quick as what is the meaning to you?
Oh, to me.
So like so like if
my
it's
fault,
for you,
fault.
This is like the most introspective question.
Yeah.
What is it about music that matters most to you?
Shoot, really just like where it can go. Like I'll rephrase what I was even saying. Like where it takes me. Like if I have a song for every emotion. I have a song for every type of way. I have songs that take me to points in my life that I love. It's like smelling a smell that makes you feel good. It hits your sensories, and you're just like, whoa, where am I at? Because it's like a certain song, and it is always changing. And that's what's dope to me. Like, you can listen to shit from long ago to now, everything in the middle, and there's always some type of weird sound. That's what's dope with music. There's always some type of thing trying, except for, the beginnings of it where it's very like this, but what makes everyone different is being unique. And what makes someone great is being unique. And I've always been different. I've always been, like, misunderstood. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Always been misunderstood. But so it's like where music comes in, it's like I get to be me, and I don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks about it. And if they fuck with it, hell yeah. And if they don't,
hell
cool.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Like, I made it for myself, for everyone to enjoy. Because this is just a piece of my heart that I want to share with everybody. A piece of the mind.
Fuck yeah.
It's dope.
I really need to start remembering who says what these days. But so many people say so many things, and the internet's so accessible. Yeah. But somebody was talking about how you should make music for you and then appreciate how people listen to it.
100%.
Like you have to acknowledge that the music you make, if you choose to put it out, is going to be received. It's going to be listened to. So that you can't say, I only do it for this, I only do it for that, because they both exist together. But if you aren't making the music for you first, then is it even your music?
What are you doing?
You know what I mean? Yeah, like
real shit.
Yeah, like if you are true to yourself, eventually you'll find people who vibe with it.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it goes.
100%.
That's how it goes. And also people appreciate the consistency.
That's being authentic. That's what authentic
exactly.
is.
The genuine.
Yeah.
The genuine aspect. There's
100%.
there's so much appreciation and realism.
Yeah. Honestly. That's dope.
Yeah. Holy shit. Okay, cool. That was solid first answer to that question as like a baked-in question. So thank you for running with us.
I got you, bro.
But let's go ahead and dive into some fun ones. We're going to talk about some hypothetical questions now.
Bet.
And this one, have fun with it. If you could work with any one artist who's currently alive, and if it's a group, you got to pick a single member of the group, who would you work with? And how?
Wiz Khalifa.
Okay.
That's my guy.
Okay.
Wiz Khalifa is absolutely my guy. God, and it's a toss-up to him and Future. But it's had to be Wiz Khalifa.
Okay. Would you feature? Would you have him feature? Would you what would you do?
I'd love to feature on a Wiz Khalifa song. What you mean? That's the way.
What, you don't want him to feature on yours?
I'd love him to feature on mine too.
Okay.
For sure. Like, he can do that after, but if I could hop on his first, either way, just because to be on like a Wiz Khalifa album, in my opinion, would be just like a pinnacle piece, like stamp in my life. Just because I've always grown up listening to that guy. For me, that's like my number one like favorite artist and of my time, in my opinion, just because of like what he did for me, like how going up through high school. That's just how it was. It was like this is who I am. I like it. I like how he vibes. I want to be like Wiz, that I was wearing the fucking camo pants with the fucking Chuck Taylors low, pulling up my socks high, wife beater on, snapback. That's who it was, and like it was my persona. And for me, it's just like that's like. Well, honestly, it's like how I've like modeled like a lot of my life after. Just trying to like, I smoke weed. I want to do great things for my family.
Yep.
I want to be a great person in my community, and I want to represent myself in a good way. Be there for people. Be honest.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like Wiz is a great person to sit back. He's always just been himself. And that shit's dope.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And now, subsequently, who's a local artist that you're like aware of? They're there, but you haven't gotten to connect with, but you would like to?
Honestly, probably the main one right now, I'd have to either say Three-Way Hef. Three-Way Hef's killing it out here, man.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Hef.
Hell yeah.
That's the boy.
Yeah.
I've always had love for that boy. He's gone hard.
That's a great choice.
No, swear to God, he's probably my number one favorite artist in Portland, and I've said that shit since probably about 2015 now.
Fuck yeah, shout out Three-Way Hef.
Shout out Three-Way Hef, he's the guy. If you don't know about him, real shit.
Yeah.
And then next had to be Lord Lawrence, really.
Yeah. Yo, shout out Lord Lawrence.
Shout out Lord Lawrence. I love you, bro.
Sure.
You the guy. Thank you for all the love.
For the show, always.
But yeah, man, Hef is absolutely killing out here. I respect his drive, man. Every single thing he's ever put out is quality, goes hard.
Yep.
And honestly, he's the one that set a lot of the tone in Portland to like, hey, this is what a fucking Portland artist being. So shout out Hef.
All right, now for this next one, think broad, think wide, go big. If you could perform anywhere in the world, and you wouldn't have to worry about power, crowd access, building stability. Like you could pick like the oldest, dilapidatedest thing ever. It could be like, anywhere on the planet. Where would you pick?
That's a crazy cool question, to be honest. God damn. Off the rip. God. I probably have to say somewhere like, fuck, God, I don't know. I love Paris. I'm a big Paris guy, so I have to be somewhere like, if I could do something absolutely like insane, it'd have to be on like a fucking like blimp right next to the fucking Eiffel Tower, and I'm fucking with the Eiffel Tower or something like that. Like that'd just be nuts. But also something like just super crazy would be something real. I'd probably have to say like fucking like the MGM or like something like either Vegas or not fuck Vegas, not that. What's the joint on Madison Square Garden, bro?
Okay,
for sure, like Madison Square.
Thank you.
That'd have to be the number one like destination. Like, all right, I made it.
That's such an iconic spot. That's you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like the Fillmore or some crazy spot like that.
Honestly,
but like honestly, MSG, man.
It surprises me how many people don't choose Madison Square Garden.
That had to be my number one. Like anytime I played the boxing games or any of the UFC games, like I'm fighting at Madison Square Garden.
The one thing, the one thing that I would have a hard time with is the 360 stage. You know what I mean? Like
it'd be tight though, because like as a performance guy, I think that would be like I would just fucking eat, bro.
Yeah. See, like that,
because I'm always turning around. Like I'm doing both sides, like, and that's what's fucking me up. Because a lot of times, like I'll dance or like I'll do something one way. It doesn't even fuck me up, but it's like, dude, if it was 360, bro, I'm looking around at everyone.
You're like, always looking at everybody.
Turn around,
always.
now I got you. Dude, it'd be fucking nuts.
Yeah, no. See that, like for me, it's like I've always done the band concept, so it's like where do the drums end up?
Yeah.
Like, who's getting the back of a member?
It's just got to be on like a Lazy Susan or some shit. Like just rotating.
It's always, and then you have to deal with it turning. But like, God, Madison Square Garden would be that'd be the spot.
Yeah.
So I support that.
Preach.
All right, now to close out the hypothetical questions.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a completely different genre than any genre you've ever performed ever, and if you've done like a cross-genre track, you can't pick either of them.
Okay.
And as a
something brand new.
Yeah, and as a new twist, because too many people have said it, you can't pick country either.
I was about to say maybe country, but
you can't pick country either. What would you pick?
That's a nutty question. I'd probably have to say like, man, that's nuts. I mean, I love my EDM shit. So like, probably like something dope like EDM wise. If it wasn't to be like trap or like some type of like trance vibe shit or like be on like a house beat or some shit.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I fuck with all that shit. So
Hell yeah. All right. Well, hey, it's not country.
Yeah. But I'd fuck up a country.
Yo, nothing wrong with country for the people who love country. It's been the go-to answer. I want to try and like, I need to create a new wall of difficulty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Hell yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping it up. Why don't you tell us, what do you have coming up, say like end of September and onward?
And in September, I'm starting off with coming down to, I'll be around the town in California doing some fun stuff, just kind of popping around, doing stuff with my girl, doing some thrifting. And then I'll be out here, I'll be out there, I'll be out there for a minute. And then maybe October, I want to kind of put together a show for sure. Some of the homies just want to do something good. Maybe do something over at the Alberta Street Pub. We're not too sure yet. Shout out Alberta Street Pub. We love them.
Hell yeah. Shout out Alberta Street Pub.
And but yeah, no man. Really, right now it's for me. It's been the last couple of months because I did a couple shows right when summer hit. Me and Walker did some shows. And
yeah, shout out Walker.
Shout out Walker. They're the boys. We love them. Who the fuck's Walker? If you don't know about them, know about them.
If they watch this show, they know about them.
They better. Goddamn.
Yeah. They know.
Yeah, we love them. We probably have some stuff out with them here soon. Who knows? We fucked around the studio.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and it's the Sam likes to. I sing a lot, and
shout out Sam.
That boy is so goddamn smart. Holy shit. God,
he do be big brain in it.
He's big brain in it. Like I've watching that guy work. I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like, you know what the fuck you're doing? It's dope.
He cares.
He cares.
He cares.
I remember sitting there. I'm like, oh, how you gonna do that? And he's like, that's it.
He was on the first Jambox Presents.
Love that. No, we love that, man. Those boys are so talented. Shout out them. Yeah, hopefully have some stuff getting together with those guys. Yeah, man, and just kind of working on some more beats. I go by Re-Rock when I do my production stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
Re-Rock with a Q. That's the guy. That's me. Yeah, we got a lot of beats coming and stuff like that. Maybe get some collabs with some other people putting together. But yeah, right now, really just trying to figure out, just life. Everything's cool, man. But everything comes in time, man.
Bet.
Yeah.
And then for this next one, look straight at the camera and tell them how they can find you.
Yeah, man. Instagram, it's Quentin X Harvey. That's QUENTIN XHARVEY. I believe Twitter's the same joint. And yeah, and if you look me up on all my links are probably on my Instagram there. If they're not, I'll get them up here before we get busy, but they'll be up there. But yeah, you can if you have Spotify or if you have Apple Music, SoundCloud, you look up I.QUE. That's me. I'm sitting there looking fly. So yeah, you can see this me, and whenever we see you, we see you. I appreciate you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then any other plugs, any other shout outs, anybody else you want to put on while you're on here?
Yeah, shout out my boys in the division, man. They doing their shit out in Gresham. Shout out my boy Mookie. Shout out my boy Jordan, Lucid Dreams. Shout out my boy Godly Black. Shout out Noah 503. We got all the family there. Shout out my boy Rage. I love him. He puts on a lot of the shows with us. One of my best friends / roommates says, guy in life. That's the homeboy.
Hell yeah.
And shout out Jimmy Jambox and
thank you.
Appreciate everyone here.
Just to clarify, do you mean young Mookie?
No, not Young Mookie.
Oh, okay.
He's my homeboy goes by Mookie the Prophet.
Oh, okay.
Malik the Prophet, I believe. Yeah, Malik
I just
the
wanted to
Prophet.
make sure.
Shout out Malik the Prophet.
Yo, shout out Malik the Prophet. I actually know that. I know that name.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. Shout out other people that have been
shout
on the
out
show
Red and
before.
Friends too. That's my lovely, beautiful girlfriend. We love her. And if you guys ever need clothing, we're right down there in Powell with a beautiful painted red flame building, man. So catch us. We got a sale actually coming up here this weekend for Labor Day. So let us know, man. We got you.
The name of the space of the shop.
Yeah, Red and Friends. That's us. Yeah, bam. It's Red and Friends PDX on Instagram if you want to look that up at all. But Red and Friends right there on Powell. If you find it up there, we got you.
Bet. All right, now we've got one last question to go.
Yeah.
But before we do, I'm going to steal the camera for just a second.
Yeah.
As always, y'all, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. I don't know what they are, but you do, and I trust you. And now for the final question. What is your guilty pleasure song?
Guilty pleasure song. Let's say, damn. There's a few of them. I be fucking with Dive by Ed Sheeran. That's a joint.
Okay.
I can also sing the fuck out that song. And we also like Beachin' by Peary and Tommy. Shout out Peary and Tommy. And I got...
Yo, shout out Peary and Tommy.
Shout out Peary and Tommy. You fuck with Peary and Tommy?
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Bet.
They hard. Peary and Tommy goes ape shit. We gonna have him on here soon.
Yeah. Peary, if you want to be on the show, Tommy, you as well get on over here.
We got you guys. Yeah. I'm one of your biggest fans. I'm gonna fuck with you for a minute, so say what's good. No, dude. I love Peary and Tommy. Beachin'. We love that joint. All the on. Yeah, get all that. And then we got my other favorite one right now is Lowdown by Venby. And I think it's like the Paula and Baula remix. If you look up Paula be someone with a P remix, it's fire. But hitters.
Bet. Hell yeah. Well, hey, I love that.
Fuck yeah.
All right. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up, dude. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah. We're going to get up on out of here. This has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Q.
And you know what? Before we go, you want to spit a little freestyle?
Let's get busy.
Hell yeah. All right. We'll be right back, y'all. All right, y'all. We're back, and we're going to go ahead and get on into it. This freestyle is brought to you by a Mob Rule beat. That's right. Mob Rule, in fact, made the beat that you're hearing today, so shout out to him. This is an exclusive beat you can only hear on Jimmy's Jambox. Now let's go ahead and get on into it.
Yeah, let's get this shit, man.
Mob Rule.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out Mob Rule, yo. I woke up today. Thank God I did. I came to Jimmy's James box and I did my shit. I don't give fuck no more. I rolled a drink, rolled it up, and then I said, okay, let's get it in. Don't give fucks. I had to float away and feel myself. I don't give damn if they can hear me. I'ma kill it. My visionary's inside. I gotta feel so aside. So if you let me go ride, as if you wanna hear it, man, I'm gonna go and spit the truth. Coming out so slick in my birthday suit. Fucking on your bitch, getting it lit. I don't give a damn. She told me she loved me. I say, hey, man, I ain't playing with that. I'm trying to feel my own way and maybe stay with that. They wanna roll a couple things up and I don't give a fuck about it no more, baby. Trying to feel it. Down, what it things, go and tell your feelings. Yeah.
Mob Rule.
My bro.
Hell yeah. All right, y'all. This has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. Yo, thank you so much.
I
This was a lot of
y'all
fun.
for fucking with me, man. It's just been chilling. Yeah. Stay
yeah.
motivated, stay positive. We appreciate y'all.
Fuck yeah. We're going to get out of here, y'all. Have a good night.
Pieces.
That's a wrap.
This is not a podcast. This is a show.
Keep jamming.